welcome back to the channel. It's a brisk, chilly morning. I say I'll try and get out here as early as physically possible, so I did pop out here earlier, put the heater on. Starting to get some warmth in here. As you know what garages can be like, single skinned, brick walls. It can get very cold. I did have a comment the other day, well, a couple of episodes back, suggesting that have I thought about some insulation on the garage door. The guy said a couple of friends of his have tried it and it worked really well. It's something I'll look into just to try and keep the heat in here. As you can see on the bench today, we're going to attack the clocks, put all the clocks back together. So I've painted the clock bracket, which has come out really well. The clocks themselves, the actual cases, are pretty dented. I was going to look at refurbing them, but for now I'm going to give these covers a bit of a clean up and use these for a while and see if I can locate some better clock outers that aren't dented. I know these are an aftermarket accessory, but for now it will be a nice break-up. Especially with the clock lowers being done in black. Just grab the other one. And so they've come out really well, so really pleased with those. Another comment I had, I believe it was John Boy, so thanks for your comment, John Boy. I really appreciate all your help and support. Am I keeping a running budget total? Yes, I am. I did respond to you to say yes. The main things I'm using in this build are these two books and this folder. These have helped me no end, so I highly recommend anybody attempting this. I have the Climber Manual, which is a really good book. I also have the original Haynes Manual. And as I explained, and I've used quite a lot, I actually went on to, where you can see, cmsnl.com, and I printed off all the feast pictures, which helps me with the breakdown of every single part on the bike. I rely on this folder a lot. I also have the history, all the frame numbers. Again, you can get this from Z Power. Gives you a history of the bike, the horsepower, the size of the motor, what changes were made from year to year. And that takes you all the way through to 1983. And the most important at the back is my budget workout. This I update from week to week. This isn't the updated one, this is about a week and a half out of date. So I've yet to actually go back and do this. I'll do this later on tonight. But this is basically my shopping list of what I thought I would need with the prices. My initial budget started off at £2,677.51. Obviously, as I've gone through, I've managed to find things cheaper. I did include the wheel rebuild at £60 a wheel from Hagon, but obviously I've attempted that myself. Also, paint I allow £500, but that was to send it off and have it done professionally. I'm actually going to attempt it myself after doing the Booster. I'm pretty confident I can actually do this So I'm going to give that another go. So that cuts the paint probably down by about £300. Most importantly, I did put in a contingency buffer, and obviously I initially looked at powder coating, which for not every single part, just mainly the frame, the swing arm, the actual centre stand, side stand, battery box came in at £264. Obviously I've painted everything myself with the tough black, so again I've saved there. I'm trying to get the budget down as far as I can, but obviously not cut corners and make it look as good as possible. So I hope that answers a lot of the questions that I've had. Please keep the questions coming. I really appreciate all the questions I get, all the support I get. I try and respond to everybody. Sometimes it takes me a little while, but I do get there eventually. I say I'm still getting questions on older builds, the Busa, the ST, so keep them coming, it's much appreciated. But as I say, today's job is get the clock assembly back together, and then hopefully if we've got time, I want to try and get the top and bottom yoke and the bearings loosely fitted and loosely installed, because as I say, I want to get the front end actually mocked up so I can get a feel for how it's looking, what parts I'm missing. I know I'm missing one washer. I don't actually know if you can see it on there. I believe it's that one there. It's like a very flat, large washer. So that I'm yet to find or pick up. Again, probably Z-Power will get me that one for me. I think they've got it in stock, so I'll get that ordered. But that's enough chat, so let's crack on. Right, so let's start reassembly. These are all laid out as they came out. So you've got your 4 centre console bulbs, 2 for the speedo, 2 for the indicators, 3 for the rev counter. So that's 5 done so far. Alright, so that's the other one in. I actually found it easier, just a small piece of like penetrating fluid, just to soften up the rubber. And it does pop through a lot easier. Alright, so that's 6 done. Turn that back over. So we've got 3, 2 here, 1 here, to go in that side, and 2 to go in that side. So I use the same technique, bit of penetrating fluid just round, just to soften it up, because obviously these are 40-year-old rubber mounts. You can see they're starting to split, so I've got to be very gentle and careful. So next job, I'm going to pop these 2 in and then pop these 3 in. The other thing you can use as well, I found it quite helpful, is red rubber grease. Just softens it up nicely. Right, so the first one's just popped in nicely. Second one, obviously I need to slide the bracket over. So that's the first one. Just got to tighten these up. Right, so exactly the same again. They're both lights. That's the third one. That should in theory slide over the top. So I just need to tighten these nuts down. So all tightened down, 8mm spanner. Right, so I've just fed the ignition switch up through. Helps if you actually put the ignition in the right way. There's a notch at the top which matches up with that notch. Right, so what we've got left now is the backing plate, the screws, the covers and the top cases, which I'm going to give a quick polish. So overall looking a lot better. Right, so onto the clock case. Obviously we need to slide see the cable slots in the back. That's now in place. So that's one on. Exactly the same with the other one. So I slide the cable through. Right, all what's left is the cover. Right, finally got the back console in the right place. Final screw. Alright, so the final job is the covers. I'm just going to give them a quick going under the buffing wheel and then we'll fit those. Right, so just giving them a quick going over. They're not perfect, they have got some pitting in them, but for now I'll probably look at replacing them, or as I say, if I can find some better quality covers, then I will. So they're looking a lot better. Just got to put the clamps on. Right, I'm going to have to get some other screws. I've just had to find whatever I can just to fit these in. But that is the clock's rebuilt. Happy with how it's turned out. Key works okay. So as it turns out, all you can see of the bracket really is this bit, but I know it's all been painted. But underneath looks good as well. So they'll be ready to go on when we do the front end mock-up. So next job is to get the top and bottom yoke actually in position. So I've just got this covered up at the moment and keeps the dust off it. As I said in an earlier video, I've already removed the top and bottom race, and I've knocked in the new races. So next job is to get the bottom yoke and the top yoke and fit them. Right, so I've untaped the main shaft because obviously that was masking tape. I slid over the bottom bearing. I just need to tap that down, probably use a tube over the top, and just tap that into position. Alright, so that's in position. So let's try that on the bike. Oh, happy with how that's looking so far. So this is purely just a loose mock-up. So I'm missing one washer from just inside here. Well, that kind of wraps this episode up. That's what I wanted to get done, was to actually get the clocks done and get the top and bottom yoke in position. Right, so thanks for joining me on that one. Quick cuppa. Glad I actually got the clocks back together, so I hope that helped with people that are taking clocks apart, reassembling. Obviously there was the earlier video when we did take the clocks apart, so they've all been painted up. I'm really pleased with how they've come out. I just need to replace the clamp screws and that'll be about it. It was nice to actually finally get the yokes. As I say, they are loose fit, it's not permanent. I just want to see how it is, because obviously I need everything off for when I fit the engine. When I get back onto the engine, I should say. It is nice to see it loosely mocked up. There is no grease in it, nothing. It's just pure, bare, raw. Just to let me see how it's going to look. Everything, see if everything fits together. What bolts am I missing? Because there's a lot of parts that I'm finding I don't have. A lot of bolts I don't have. So this is helping me actually extend, unfortunately, the shopping list of what I need, what I've got. Next episode, we're actually going to install the forks, the headlight bracket, the shrouds, the disc caliper, front wheel. Possibly, I do have a set of handlebars which are old, which I may be able to use. I need to get another set of handlebars for it, because the ones that came off are in a sorry state, but they will do as a mock-up. So the next episode, we should hopefully complete the front end mock-up, which would be really nice to get the, like the shrouds that have come, get the headlight bracket, get the headlight bowl. As I showed you quite some time ago, the headlight bowl I've actually got is chrome. I've polished it. I want to have a look, see how it looks. If it's awful, I'll get a black one. But it might look alright. But I just want to see what bits I've got, because I know the headlight rim, one of the headlight rims I've got a couple. One is quite in a bad state. But as I say, that's all coming up in the next episode. Subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner, so please like and subscribe. It is important to me, it is important to my channel. The channel is, as I say, every episode I say, the channel is growing 3, 4, 5, 6 new subscribers every single day, which is phenomenal for me. I never expected this, but as I say, I really appreciate it. Links to other videos top left and top right, and join me again next time. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.